I know,
oh my
right?
goodness, Julie Newmar was in the house.
That was amazing.
Yeah, wasn't it amazing? Are you okay? Because
Yeah, I got
still emotional
teary-eyed,
over it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Let me tell you, there was a art of seduction with her in Batman and that. I mean, the way she played that so well, especially at the time, she was such a beautiful actress.
You're going to grow up to be spectacular.
I know. She already is spectacular.
In real life. No, I'm saying,
I know.
in the series, I'm saying. Well, right now we have Natalie Jill, and she is a nutritionist and trainer and the author of 7-Day Jump Start. Welcome back to our home. Nice to have you back, Jill. So good to see you back. Now, I know that 5 years ago you decided to turn everything around and get a hold of your health again.
Yes.
What happened to you?
Oh my gosh. So I wasn't doing anything in fitness or nutrition at the time, and I was the typical corporate working mom who gained a lot of weight when I was pregnant.
How much weight did you gain?
Well, I was 65 pounds heavier than I am now, and I'm only 5'2", so it was a lot. And I did it not just from being pregnant and hormones. I did it because I was depressed and I was comforting myself through junk food, for sure. And when I was going through a divorce, and I financially hit a rock bottom, and my whole world fell apart. And in trying to get my own control back, I dug deep into diet and fitness, and I really noticed all this crazy information overload. And I thought, I've got to figure this out. I've got to figure out a way, because it was the one thing I knew I could control.
And what did you figure out?
I figured out a way to eat and prepare recipes and to move my body that would be positive and not be a lot of crazy work, and would still work on a limited budget, and would still fit into my lifestyle and could work for any mom, any busy person.
I'm in.
We're sitting here nodding our head like we're in.
We're in. Oh, well, why don't we bring the food in?
Yeah.
So all of you can enjoy it. We're making sliders today with eggplant.
Yes. So these
Looks delicious.
These are so so simple to make.
Pretty too. Okay, let's get started, shall we?
So they're so simple to make. So all I've done here is I've sliced some eggplant, and I've added some salt to it, and I let that sit for a while to get the bitterness out. And then the sauce is so simple. It's just pureed blackberries. And then I've got olive oil.
Interesting.
Can I just make a comment about the eggplant? Because most people don't know that you have to sweat the eggplant out in order. It is bitter.
It's very bitter. The salt and sitting there will let that come out. So about 10
It almost
minutes.
looks like a dessert, but it's
Oh my gosh. Well, it's got the sweetness because it's got the blackberry puree, the olive oil, balsamic vinegar.
Where do you get blackberry puree?
So you make it. It's very simple. Just blackberries, a little bit of water, and you puree it. You can soak it, run it through a strainer, and then if you want a little sweet, add a little bit of agave nectar.
Woo,
there to make it
smoking,
sweet.
baby.
It's not over.
Smoking.
It's not over.
No. So this is super simple. I mean, you're seeing this takes just a few seconds, really.
Right, it does. It's so easy.
Char on it has so much flavor. The char on the eggplant.
So and then you just grill it. Literally, it's like this for just a few minutes. Just
Do you
to get
not
the grill marks.
you don't brush any olive oil on it,
You
or
put some olive oil on the pan, and you could drizzle some olive oil on here, and just enough to get the grill marks. And
how long will that take to get? Because if you don't cook eggplant through, it gets a little crunchy.
about 4 minutes.
4 minutes
About
on each
4
side.
minutes on each side, and just keeping it on a medium heat. And
Debbie's
then,
in heaven because this is what it's so. She's not even listening here.
What did you say?
The
This is
food.
so delicious.
I know.
She's been looking at you literally.
I know, literally. You have not stopped looking at the plate the whole time.
This is so satiating.
and it's so
You know what I
simple,
mean?
right?
Like the
it's
word.
so simple.
That's what I was thinking,
$10
how
word.
simple this is, but it's so delicious and it feels filling.
And that's the whole point behind all of the
full on
recipes. And my books, it's 7-Day Jump Start, Unprocess Your Diet. The whole thing I figured out was that it doesn't take these fancy, crazy diets. It's just eating real, natural, unprocessed whole food.
Yep.
And when you combine the right ingredients, there's so much flavor, so much richness, and it does everything. I mean, it's everything.
Put a labor of love like this together. Do you dedicate it? Do you think of somebody when you're doing it?
I think of my entire book, my entire business now, everything stems around from my father, my dad died at age 49 and I'm 44. So I always think back to, he was not eating an unprocessed natural food diet. He was eating out all the time. He wasn't exercising. He had all the excuses of why he was so busy and couldn't do things. And he died at 49 and left my mom and his kids. And I always go back to that, oh my gosh, I'm 44. And I saw myself going down that direction with the stress and the weight gain. And I see so many others doing that too because of excuses and information overload. And it's not that hard. It's just a little bit of knowledge on processing your diet with the right foods, and you can change everything. Some
So what do we have?
So I'm gonna, and because we're on TV, of course, we get the magic of it being prepared ahead.
And you get the drum roll, yeah.
We got this here. So super simple here. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare a little one for you. Put here, and then we can do some goat cheese on here.
I like the goat cheese.
And
How many of these can we eat? Because I just can't eat one.
It all depends on your goal.
Okay. Oh, I see. Well, my goal is,
The sauce, and then I just drizzle the sauce on. And, some people like a little more than others.
Are there substitutions, did you say? Did I miss that?
Yeah, of course there's substitutions. So this is just this version it would be vegetarian. It's not vegan because I do have the cheese, but you don't have to use.
I'm going to put this down.
For instance, if you don't want sweeteners, the agave, you don't have to use a sweetener. You can leave that out. You could use some honey if you wanted to substitute. It depends on what you're trying to substitute. For the goat cheese, that one I would just leave off the cheese and you can add a vegan cheese if you wanted to make it more vegan.
Right.
Or
This would also
like
be.
it? Do you like?
This would also be good cold.
Yes,
You could put this in the fridge.
It is. It's
too.
really
It feels
good.
really like you don't feel like you're missing out.
No, and it's a meatless slider. It's an option, and I know you said it tasted a little bit like a dessert, but I have another one for you to try too, and that's the grape. These are the grape dippers. So those are meant to be a dessert.
You like it, Christina? Isn't it delicious? Everybody good down there?
Very good.
Oh, yeah. No, don't stop licking the bowl, Lawrence.
I want to drink this.
Full recipes available on our website. By the way, 10 lucky viewers, and we mean lucky, will have a chance to win Natalie's book. Please go to our Facebook page. We're going to have all information there on how you can, and details on how you can go about getting your hands on one of those.
Really nice.
We're going to come back. We're going to spend time with our 12 DIY star finalists, Peter Yurkowski.
I'm going to roll it up.
So up next, I'm going to show you how to create some really cool bar stools.